must be the architect of his own fortune. Those words ring more true than anything else. As a black person in this country, if you've gone into a store and you know by default, because it's happened to most of us, there are very few people that can't say as a black person that they did not walk into a store in this country and have been targeted. And the pain associated with that stigma and the assumption that can lead to arrest even when you haven't done anything wrong. The speech I read the previous week, Madison Vance, comes from a collection of speeches taken up by a poet named Alice Moore Dunbar Nelson. She was married, I think, to Paul Laurence Dunbar. She was born, I believe, in Louisiana to a mother who was a former slave and a white, that's of course a black American mom, and a white guy that was a seaman by trade. Remember the phrase that I just said moments ago? It had come from that speech from Madison Vance that I read previously. So if you missed it, let's go back through it. He must be the architect of his own fortune. Before I go into what I mean by he must be the architect of his own fortune, I think you all know what I'm getting at, okay? I've come to some weird conclusions about economics and about our history as a people. And this is going to be a bold claim. I think what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma, with what we would come to call Black Wall Street, killed the Black American spirit. Because from that day on, we had our own stores, own clean neighborhoods, supporting each other and keeping our dollars in that community. And people felt threatened by that when those same people had laws at the time, namely Jim Crow, which dictated separate but equal. Yet some elements of those same people marched across that railroad track and decimated that place. I believe that's the day that, or one of the pivotal days in our history, when our spirit for economics, or our spirit for even putting too much emphasis, died. In that speech from the previous week, when I say he must be the architect of his own fortune, I still stand by that. I support black business. Again, in my earlier video this year, I wasn't stating that people shouldn't support black businesses. I just don't think in a country that is diverse as we are today, there should be an obligation to, not in a free country. But the thing about it is, we haven't been the architect as a collective of our own fortune in a while. And when I finally subscribed to Curtis York, when I subscribed to GTM now, that's Get That Money Now, or Get That Momentum Now, or Get That Motivation Now. You can make that M whatever you want. I hope that don't bother you, Mr. Burns. Before that, I had found some other subscribers on another channel, and I won't say his channel because I didn't have permission to, but I'm starting to find more like-minded people like myself who've decided that we're going to come together and do the best that we can do. And whoever wants to come along for the ride can. I watched a video not too long ago, and remember now, I recorded this in advance. So crazy as this sound, y'all are watching this in August. I recorded this on February 27th. That's how far ahead I am. Because around Christmas time 2023, because I really don't celebrate Christmas, I was making all these videos. Because I had so many ideals bottled up. And more things came to me as time passed, and I chewed up the meat and spit out the bones. See, Chris Rock said it best when he said there are black people and there are N-words. And I choose to be around the black people. The ones who realize that 2030 is fast and approaching. The ones who realize it's time, whatever little amount of time we have before Jesus split them clouds, that we might want to build something substantial. And look, this isn't just about money. This is about knowing that you can accomplish a hard task, a hard day's work. See, on Etsy, I'd already been buying black. Sometimes I did it by accident, loved what I got, and kept going back. Okay. But he must be the architect of his own fortune. As a collective, I don't think black people want to be an architect of their own fortune, because they spend, as a collective, as foundational black Americans, me excluded, of course, we get this real big thing about dogging our people who've gone off and done well. And then when they make the slightest mistake, well, that person could have, should have, but you weren't in their shoes. We lack appreciation for our people that have gone off and have built things, even the ones who we claim are icons. We hold them up to too high a standard. And I get why, because the civil rights movement from the onset looked like those people were perfect, but they weren't. We got to stop pedalizing and putting people up on a high horse and just start building. But I believe that if something is going to happen, it's only going to happen in small, intimate, collectives and small groups. The days of helping everybody are gone. Because the spirit of Tulsa killed the N-word, but it didn't kill the black person. And what I mean is the N-word goes around and does things even to hurt his own people and make excuses for it. The black person recognizes the inequalities and just learns the system and how to play its game. And so long as you fail to realize, even in this high time of technology, that is a game and you got to learn how to play it to your advantage, you'll never succeed.